Cloud. I want to welcome you also, Raul. I want to welcome you. I want to welcome all of you guys to the 5M sessions. So let's just get started, ladies and gentlemen, without wasting any time. Let us get started. So as soon as you guys can actually see my screen, just drop some 222s in the chat box. As soon as you guys can see my screen, drop some 222s in the chat box so I know that we're all looking at the same thing. Awesome. I see the twos. So because we've got new people on the session, right? We're gonna have to just go back to the basics, make sure that everyone is following, make sure everyone is learning from the basics, so that no one is left behind. I don't like when people are confused. So we're gonna start from the beginning. Hopefully majority of you guys who are new on the session have attended an orientation call, right? You guys have attended an orientation call just to get a clear understanding of how to open a broker account, how to place a trade, what the things that you need to look for, whether it's a call, whether it's a put, what you need to listen to, the currency pair, the different times, right, of the trade, whether it's fixed time on, whether it's fixed time off, just the basic necessary things that you guys need to equip yourself before you jump on these sessions. So hopefully you're not just brand new, so you can actually start learning and actually start earning on these sessions as well, because we do secure some serious bags on these sessions. Yesterday we had a 5-0 in the session, guys. Imagine, so this week we're on a 6-0 run. This month we're on a 14-0 run, so on 100%. I am recording. I am recording. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. I am recording. So yeah, first things first, ladies and gentlemen, we just want to check the news. So for everyone who is new, right? Always, this is the first thing that we want to do before anything else. 48 people on this line. I know that the numbers are going to keep increasing and rising as people start to wake up, as people start to see the links in the groups. So we are going to probably, have more students. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we get started, right? Always want to just check the news. Remember, we're trading currencies, right? And, depending on the strength or weakness of a currency, it's going to be based on the news that are happening within the currency, right? Within that country, if I may put it that way. So before we even, look at the charts, before we even, start clicking buy styles, we want to see what's happening and all over the world, basically. We want to see whether, there's going to be any high impact news, any volatility in the market, right? We don't want to jump into the market when there's a lot of volatility, right? We just want to, cruise through the markets. We want smooth sailing, especially between Tuesdays, and Thursdays, because remember, Mondays and Fridays, we can expect some volatility. We can expect some irregular moves. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we want to see some good price action. We want to see some good breaks and retests. We want to see some good reversals, right? So we want to stay away from anything that's going to be volatile. And how do we see if something is going to be volatile or not, right? See, we have 4 different types of folders, right? We have 4 different types of folders, ladies and gentlemen. We have, the yellow folders, right? We have the orange folders. We have, the red folders. And last but not least, we have, the silver folders, right? We have the silver folders. So I always tell people, right, that, silver folder just simply means bank holiday, right? Bank holiday. So what does that mean? Remember, guys, the market movers are the banks. The market movers are the banks. My brother, could you please stop writing on the screen? I'm just trying to clean now. Could you please make sure that you're not pressing anything on your end, right? So that we have no disruptions. So we have clear all drawings. There you go. So as I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, we have 51 people on this call. We have 4 different types of folders. See, the major, market movers, the people who, influx the market with a lot of money and move it towards a certain direction, right, are the banks, right? So if there's going to be a bank holiday on a specific currency, on a specific country, ladies and gentlemen, we just have to know that that specific market is going to start moving slow. Why? Because there's not an influx of any money coming in or out of that specific bank, because it's a holiday, so no one's working, no one's trading, no one's putting any money into the markets, right? So we want to stay away from silver or yellow or white folders, right? Silver or white folders, we want to stay away from bank holidays. And then we have now 3 different folders, and I'm glad that we can actually see all 3 of those folders right now. So the yellow folders just simply means low impact news. So you want to see yellow folders when you want to start trading, to be honest, because that just simply means that anything that's going to be said, for example, Japanese yen, we can see that there's going to be a trade balance news, it can be core machinery orders, all of that are not going to have that much of an impact on the strength or of the weakness of that specific currency pair. So that means that we can actually start trading, anything to do with that currency pair, because there's not going to be too much volatility in that market, right? See, also when it comes to the orange folders, right? So that means medium impact news. See, when we have orange folders, ladies and gentlemen, we can actually start trading. As much as it's going to be, there might just be a slight, bit of volatility, but we can manage our risk when it comes to orange folders. We can actually start, seeing some good setups and maybe possibly even taking some trades. We can see here that around 3:30 today, we're going to have some medium impact news, on the Canadian dollar. So we can actually, we can see, how that is actually going to play out, right? But what we do not want to trade and what we want to stay away from are the red folders, ladies and gentlemen. We want to stay away from the red folders. Why do we want to stay away from the red folders? Because the red folders just simply means high impact news. So what does that mean? It means that that specific currency pair, not currency pair, my bad, that specific currency, for instance, the Great Britain pound is going to experience some high volatility news. What does that mean? It means that it's gonna start moving, irregularly. It's gonna maybe make a massive push to the upside or a massive push to the downside. So we want to stay away from, that market when it's experiencing news. And I always tell people that give yourself an hour before and an hour after. So what does that mean? We can see that at 9 a.m., right? At 9 a.m., which is in a couple of hours, we're going to experience some high impact news on the Great Britain pound. So what do we want to do? We want to stay away from, the GBP, an hour before. So anywhere between 8, and an hour later, anywhere between, 8 and 10, we want to stay away from, GBP. Why do we want to stay away from GBP before and after? Is because, and I always say this, see, a lot of people, are looking at what it is that we're looking at, so we're all looking at the same thing here. So how many other people are looking at GBP and are seeing the red folder and are saying, hey, listen, I don't want to trade GBP at 9 a.m. because there's going to be some news on it that's going to, be high impact news, which is, could potentially bring some high volatility. So what do I want to do? I want to start trading before. So how many other people are saying exactly the same thing? A lot. And when a lot of people are now going to start trading GBP, before 9 a.m., what are they actually going to do? They're actually going to start moving the market, because there's going to be an influx of capital and money into the market, that's going to start moving, GBP way before the news actually come into place. Because a lot of people, they're avoiding the news, not knowing that them avoiding the news is actually creating, some, high volatility on its own, right? Some high impact, on the market on its own. If that makes sense, before we move on, ladies and gentlemen, just drop some twos in the chat box so we can get started, right? So before we even do anything, we just always want to look at the news. So for example, right now, we can actually trade. We've got free flowing access to all the markets right now, because the next massive news are only going to start taking place at 9 a.m. So we can actually, jump into the markets and actually start trading. Awesome. I see the twos. I see the twos. I see the twos. So awesome, guys. So that's the first thing we want to, do. We want to go on Forex Factory and just look at the news. So now that we know that, okay, listen, we can actually look at any currency pair that we actually want to look at, right? Right. There's no news that are going to have a massive, effect on what it is that we're looking at right now, currently, when we're going to jump in the markets. So we can actually trade anything. So now we want to look at what is strong and what is weak. And we want to start, capitalizing. You can actually change, the time zone, right? You can change the time zone to your time zone. I change mine to, my time zone so that, it represents the time, right? Where the current time. So basically all you need to do is just go click on the time there, right? Boom. When you click on the time there, it's going to show you the time zone, and then you're going to choose your time zone. So this is my time zone in Pretoria, GMT, plus 0200, right? So now that, I've set it, you save it, right? So that every single time you open your Forex Factory, you're good to go, right? You're good to go. Hopefully you guys got that. Hopefully you guys got that. So now the next thing we want to do is we want to just, look at the strength. We want to look at the strengths of the market, because this is what's going to give us an indication of the trend. Remember, we want to identify trends. We want to trade with the trends, because the trend is your friend. Now, I know I sound repetitive, but it's just honestly true. Like, the trend is always your friend, ladies and gentlemen. You never want to trade against the trend. And I always want to emphasize this and say this over and over and over, so that you can actually, start to, start trading with the trend. Because once you start trading with the trend, you're going to win more trades. Why? Because momentum is in that direction. You never want to trade against momentum, ladies and gentlemen. You want to move with the market movers. So if the market movers are buying a specific market, you want to ride the wave. If market movers are selling a specific market, you want to ride the wave. See, how do you predict, or how do you determine whether a market is bullish or whether a market is bearish? So you can actually start looking and observing that just by the strength of the currencies. See, for example, we can see that AUD and CHF are actually very, very weak, compared to majority of the other currencies. Let me just refresh and just, observe. So we can see that AUD and CHF are actually, weak compared to all these other currencies. So what does that mean? It means that we can actually start capitalizing on those weaknesses. So for example, I'm looking at AUD USD. I'm looking at USD CHF. That's a very, very good example, because both of those examples are, capitalizing on the weaknesses of AUD and CHF, but also on the strength of USD. See, for example, on AUD USD, AUD is the base currency, which means that it's the first currency, and then USD is a quote currency, which means that it's the second currency, right? See, now we can see that when the first currency is weaker than the second currency, when the second currency is stronger than the first currency, we're looking for sell opportunities, right? When the second currency on a currency pair is stronger than the first currency, we're looking for sell opportunities. So on AUD USD, ladies and gentlemen, I am looking for clean sell opportunities, right? Why? Because the dollar is very, very strong against the, Australian dollar. So that is always a case, ladies and gentlemen. When you're looking for sell opportunities, you want the second currency to be stronger than the first currency, right? Now, when we're looking for buy opportunities, like I said, we're going to be capitalizing on USD strength. See, when you're looking for buy opportunities, let's look at USD CHF. Can you see that now? Instead of AUD being the first currency, USD is the first currency, right? So it's USD CHF. See, now when the first currency, guys, is stronger than the second currency, that is an indication of a bullish and upward trend, right? A buy momentum. See, now when I say you always want to trade with the trend, it means that on AUD USD, you do not want to look at any buy opportunities. You just purely want to look at sell opportunities. Why? Because there's more momentum to the downside, because the second currency is stronger than the first currency. But now on USD CHF, right, where the first currency now is stronger than the second currency, right? See, when the first currency is stronger than the second currency, what are we looking for? We're looking for buy opportunities. We're looking for the market to be bullish. We're looking for an upward trend. So what does that mean? It means that on USD CHF, we're only looking for buy opportunities. It doesn't matter if we see good sell opportunities. We're just capitalizing on the buy opportunities, right? So if that makes sense, right, before we move on, drop some 333s so that we can actually jump on the charts, right? If that made sense, drop some 333s So this is how you can actually start predicting what it is that you want to see before you even see it. See, I just showed you guys AUD, USD, and USD CHF, and I'm going to open my charts right now. Now you're going to see exactly what it is that we just predicted we should see. What I just predicted we should see is exactly what we're going to see. So I'm going to open AUD, USD right now. You're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Let me open AUD, USD. Let's look at this. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. This is AUD USD. What's happening? Remember I said that, USD being the second currency on AUD USD means that we're looking for sell opportunities. Look at what this market started. Look at the highs here and look at what's been happening. Can you guys see that this market has been trending to the downside? It's been trending to the downside. Why has it been trending to the downside? We actually saw this before we even jumped on the charts, because the strength, of the United States dollar is stronger than the strength of the Australian dollar. And that's why we're seeing this massive drop to the downside. So what are we looking for here? We're looking for sell opportunities. We want to continue, driving the market to the downside. So where would we like to take our next trade? Around these levels over here. See, when we're selling, ladies and gentlemen, we want to sell at the highest point possible, right? We want to sell at the highest point possible. So these are, can you see that the market broke these levels, came back to retest these levels, dropped down, back into those levels. So what am I anticipating? I would honestly like for the market to push back up into those levels for us to continue to drop and sell this market to the downside. So that's what I'm looking for on AUD USD. But remember, I said that we were looking at AUD USD and USD CHF. Now on USD CHF, the first currency was stronger than the second currency, right? USD, right, is stronger than CHF. So what are we looking for? We're looking for buy opportunities. So when I open USD CHF, we should be looking at a massive uptrend. So let's just look at it. Let's open and see. Let's open and see. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Can you see that this market started all the way down here? And what's been happening? It's been pushing to the upside. You guys can actually see more blue candles than red candles. And we actually saw this before we even opened the charts. We saw this before we even opened the charts. Someone cleared AUD USD. We actually, we actually anticipated what it is that we should see before we even open this chart because of the strength. Can you see that the strength already just gives you a bit of direction, a bit of, insight as to what it is that you should be looking for when you actually start opening the charts? Because now that we knew that, hey, USD is actually strong and we're looking for buy opportunities. So obviously the market needs to be a buying market. And what do we see here? The market is a buying market. The market is pushing to the upside. So all we're looking for right now is our zones to start buying this market. We're not looking for any sell opportunities. We're only looking for buy opportunities. So when we're buying, we want to buy at the lowest point possible. So we want to buy around these levels, right? We definitely want to buy around these levels, right? Can you see that this market broke? This is a clean break and retest. I've been teaching on this for the past couple of days now. Break and retest. Can you see that? Can you see what happened here, guys? Market, it had these ceilings over here, broke these ceilings. Then what happened? It came back down to retest, and then it continued to push up. So what I would like for the market to come back into those zones and to continue pushing up. Clean break and retest of structure, right? Back to the upside. So now that we, identified and I actually showed you guys, how to actually spot a trend. Right, we saw two trends. Now we saw an uptrend and a downtrend. Now I can actually start, just browsing through all the different currencies now and not just focusing on a specific currency, right? But I always tell people that if you want to be an excellent trader, guys, if you want to be a good trader, you don't want to be all over the place, right? You don't just want to analyze every single trade and every single pair, right? You want to be specific, right? You want to choose your own pairs. Your own favorite pairs. See, I have my own favorite pairs, and AUD CHF is one of those pairs. I love AUD CHF, right? So I want to have at least maybe like 4 to 5 to 6 maybe, currency pairs that, that you're going to be focusing on, right? That you're going to be focusing on, and you just want to, start learning more about those currencies, how they move, how, price, moves, all those basic things. Can you see that this was a clean break and retest of structure? These were, previous, floors market broke these floors, what happened? Boom, it came back into these floors to treat them as a ceiling. Now what's happening is pushing back to the downside. So what am I anticipating? I'm waiting for the market to push back into those zones to continue pushing down, right? That's what I'm waiting for an AUD CHF, a clean break, retest, right? So cleared AUD USD. So a lot of people cleared a trade I didn't call out. I did say it was a downtrend, but I definitely didn't call out the trade because of where it is. But I see a lot of people are clearing that trade, right? So like, as I was saying, you don't want to focus on too many currency pairs. You want to have your best currency pairs, and you just want to start focusing on learning those currencies. Right? That's gonna, be more efficient and effective. More efficient and effective, right? But for the sake of these sessions, for the sake of everyone, me personally, I like going through as many as possible so that I can give you guys different scenarios, so you guys can actually learn, because not all the markets are going to move the same, right? So it's good for you guys to understand and see how other markets move, right? So you can actually start learning, on how you can actually start certain movements, right? Certain movements. So you guys can actually see that this market is back at the floor over here, back at the floor. So what I'm anticipating is it might continue pushing back up into, that ceiling, and then that's when we're going to start taking this trade to the downside. See, I want to take my next trade though, or my first trade actually, because we haven't taken a trade. Sorry about that. I want to take my next trade, at the 15 mark, and I'm going to explain why I want to take my trade at the 15 mark. Right, I want to take my trade at the 15 mark because I'm anticipating a reversal at that time. I'm anticipating a reversal at that time, ladies and gentlemen. Right. So what I'm doing now is I'm just charting down my zones. All I'm doing now, I'm charting down all my areas that I like to take the trade. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to be patient. Remember, you need a lot of patience if you want to be a good trader, right? You want to let the market come to you. You never want to chase the market, right? You want to chart down your zones and just be patient enough to wait for the market to come to your perfect zones. Because remember, we're not gambling here, ladies and gentlemen. We're investing. We're trading. We're multiplying our money. So what do we want? We want the perfect spots and the perfect, time to actually start investing our money, right? As an investor, your number one priority is, good risk management, is, patience, is to wait for the perfect time to actually start investing, right? That's not just to throw your money in, and, hope for the best, right? We're investing here, so we need to treat this like an investment. See, when you invest, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to make sure that, everything, is sitting up nicely for you to be able to invest your money, because you want to invest your money with the, for it to grow, right? To grow. So you want to be very, very patient, right? You want to wait for the best time to actually start putting your money to work for you, right? So all we're doing right now is we're just charting down all the potential zones that we would like to start taking these trades, all right? All the potential zones that we would like to start taking these trades. Euro CHF, ladies and gentlemen, very, very good buy opportunity, all right? Euro CHF, very, very good buy. It's a break and retest of structure. Very, very good buy. And look at that. It's already making the push to the upside. That was a very, very good buy opportunity, right? On Euro CHF, right? Very, very good buy. I knew that before it actually started to shoot up like that. It was a clean break and retest of structure. I've been teaching on this for the past couple of days now. What happened here is we guys can actually see we had a ceiling, right? Ooh, look at that massive push, ladies and gentlemen. Look at what's happening on Euro CHF. Can you guys see that massive push to the upside? See what happened here? What happened here is, we had these ceilings over here, See, every time market breaks ceilings or every time market breaks floors, it tends to want to come back and respect those zones either as a floor or as a ceiling. So if it breaks a ceiling, it's going to turn it into a floor. If it breaks a floor, it's going to turn it into a ceiling. See what happened here? Market had these ceilings over here, and then boom, market broke these levels. As soon as the market broke these levels, you want to let it go, because you know that eventually this market has to come back down and retest and respect those zones. And that's exactly what happened here. Market went all the way up and then started to push down back into these zones to now treat them as a floor. Market came here, respected this floor, boom, continued to push back to the upside. This is a clean break and retest of structure. If this is making sense, ladies and gentlemen, this clean break and retest of structure, just drop some 222s in the chat box. If this is making sense, break and retest. So all you're waiting for is you're just waiting for that retest. You want to let the market continue pushing up. And you know that eventually what goes up must come down. This market will continue to push back down into your zone. And that's the best to start taking that trade. Right? That's the best time to start taking that trade. Right? You can never go wrong with a break and retest, guys. I'm telling you. You can never go wrong with a break and retest. You can never go wrong with a break and retest. We use lows also over here, so we might anticipate another massive push back down before we continue pushing up. But anywhere around these levels, USHF is ready. Anywhere around these levels that USHF is on right now is ready, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see how it's going to play out. I'm grateful for these sessions. I'm learning so much. I'm honestly happy and grateful for that. I'm happy and grateful that you're learning on these sessions. USHF is setting up for a buy. USHF is setting up for buy in the next 5 minutes. But currently also where it's at right now, it's ready. On technical analysis, USHF is ready to continue to push back to the upside, ladies and gentlemen. But let's just wait on timing. Let's just wait on timing. See, look at that massive drop to the downside. Let's just wait on timing. Can you see it's jumping into my zone and now it's respecting, right? Let's just wait on timing. So we've got about 3 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen, until we spot a trade idea. So I'm just gonna browse. I'm just gonna browse and look at what it is that we have, right, for timing. Remember, I always want to take trades at the 15, the 45, the 30, the 15, the 30, the 45, and the hour mark. And the hour mark, right? So we're approaching the 15. So we might just be anticipating a reversal on some of these currency pairs that we're going to be analyzing here. So let's just see. USHF is getting ready for a push, a call. USHF is getting ready for a call. So I am looking at that currency pair, right? I am looking at it, but I just want to see what's happening elsewhere, right? I just want to see what's happening elsewhere, ladies and gentlemen. But that USHF is setting up for us. I've got about 2 more minutes until the start of the new candle. I've got about 2 more minutes until the start of the new candle. So we still have time to start to analyze and see what we have, right? See if we don't have any potential setups that are setting up nicely for us. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just refresh my hourglass. It's giving me a bit of problems. Let me just refresh my hourglass so we have some clean setups. So basically, I just want to quickly just chart down again. Chart down, chart down, chart down, chart down. All the potential zones of all the potential currency pairs I'm looking at, right? Of all the potential currency zones I'm looking at, currency pairs. Break and retest here. CHFJPY. Geez, I didn't see this one. CHFJPY, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, man, it's ready for a put. Right, it was ready for a put. CHFJPY was ready for a put. Only noticing this now, and it's already making that push to the downside now. All right, it's already making that push to the downside. Let me just. Oh, it's gone. It's pushing down. CHFJPY. Let me see. 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 Oh, CHFJPY is making a push, guys. This was a break and retest of structure, right? This is a break and retest of structure. If we saw this earlier, this would have been a great trade. The market is already making a massive, massive push to the downside right now. Market is making a massive push to the downside. Let me just go look at Euro CHF. But that CHFJPY was going to be a good trade for us, you know, on that sell opportunity. We were looking at a sell idea on that CHFJPY. Right, look at that massive push on CHFJPY, ladies and gentlemen. Who was able to maybe, you know, just jump on CHFJPY? I know that, you know, I jumped on it late, but who was able to spot that nice push at the downside and jump on that trade? Is anyone in on that trade? We have 71 people on this call right now. Is anyone in on that trade? That was a massive push to the downside. I'm cleared. Awesome. So I'm seeing some people clearing. I'm seeing some people are clearing. I'm seeing some people are clearing. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are saying they're clearing EURCHF. Definitely missed out on that CHFJPY though. Definitely missed out on that CHFJPY. But who's in on that CHFJPY? Took AJ. Okay, awesome. CHFJPY is in deep profits right now, ladies and gentlemen. Cleared both. Awesome. So if someone took that, you know, CHFJPY definitely would have been in deep profits. Look at where we would have liked to take that price, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that massive drop. Look at where price is at right now. So that was a took CHFJPY. Definitely should have cleared if you took CHFJPY. You know, anywhere around those top levels. This market is dropping, ladies and gentlemen. Right. See, this market was breaking these you know, these lows. Boom, came back to retest. That was, you know, that was a good trade. Stochastic was ready, RSI was ready. Geez, we would have taken and secured some good bags on the CHFJPY trade. That's already making that massive push. So if you did take this trade, you know, do drop the clears in the chat box. Do drop those clears in the chat box. Cleared EURCHF, cleared EURCHF. So a lot of people took that, you know, first trade that we, you know, on EuroCHF. A lot of people took that EuroCHF, you know, buy. EuroCHF buy. It's definitely above the zone. It's definitely above the zone. So that's why a lot of people are clearing this trade. And let's continue to make a push now upside. So if you guys waited for that, you know, down, you know, low points, took it at the bottom there, you know, when it went into our zone, then you're definitely clearing this trade because it is above, you know, your level, right? And that's why I'm seeing a lot of people saying that they cleared this trade, they cleared EuroCHF, they cleared EuroCHF. A lot of people are saying they cleared, you know, CHFJPY as well. So whichever one you took, you definitely cleared EuroCHF. That's amazing, ladies and gentlemen. That is amazing. Cleared CHFJPY. Two ideas that were cleared on this call right now. You know, CHFJPY, EuroCHF. So can you guys see? This is what I always tell you guys also, right? What can you spot between these two denominator of these two currency pairs? Can anyone tell me what's the common denominator of these two currency pairs that we just cleared 2 trades on? If anyone can tell me this, then you're on the way to becoming a good trader. What did we just capitalize on these 2 trades? Let me see in the chat box. Besides the price action now, there's something that we actually capitalized on, on the, listen to these currency pairs, CHF, Euro, CHF. What do we just capitalize on these 2 currency pairs? Just let alone price action, let alone, break and retest, let alone that, just, before we even jump on that, before we even get to, what's really happening, whether it's a downtrend or an uptrend, what do we actually capitalize on? Strength. Thank you. Pumla, you got it. You got it. The weakness of CHF. Exactly. People are learning. We just capitalize on the weakness of CHF on 2 currency pairs. Did you guys realize that both of the currency pairs that I just mentioned both have CHF? We capitalize on that CHF weakness, right? We capitalize on that CHF weakness. See, let me just go back to, both of those currency pairs. We just capitalize on the CHF weakness, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that, right? CAD, it was CHF JPY, and it was, what was the second currency pair? I'm getting old, guys. What was the second currency pair again?
Euro CHF.
Euro CHF, okay. Where's Euro CHF now? I'm just trying to see and find Euro CHF. Hey, Bana, where's Euro CHF on this thing now? It's not here. Let me just refresh, ladies and gentlemen. I think they removed Euro CHF. I don't know what's happening. But basically, guys, what we just did, we just capitalized on the weakness of CHF on both of these currency pairs. See, did you guys identify that one was selling and one was buying? And, on both of those currency pairs, hopefully we have, now Euro CHF back. There we go. So we have both of these currency pairs here. Look at this. CHF is 28. So on CHF JPY, we were capitalizing on a sell opportunity. Right? On CHF JPY, we were capitalizing on a sell opportunity. Why? Because the second currency, which is JPY, is stronger than CHF. Right? But then here, right, on Euro CHF, we were capitalizing on a buy opportunity. Why? Because the first currency is stronger than the second currency. First currency stronger than the second currency, right? And that's why we have this, upward trend, and that's why we had, that downward trend, right? So we were capitalizing on that CHF weakness in both of those currency pairs, right? On both of those currency pairs, and that's why people cleared simultaneously. People cleared both. Some people took Euro CHF, some people took CHF JPY. Really doesn't matter. Both were good ideas, and people cleared on both, right? So now we're looking at our next idea, which is probably going to, take place, at the, half hour mark, right? The half hour mark at the 30 mark. But let me just, in the meantime, just, explain why I called out this, CHF JPY trade. I want to just, for all the new members, just to gauge on, how I call my trades, and the point system, right? I want to, just make it simple and clear to them why we took this trade, so they understand, how we take our trades and what it is that we do on these 5 AM sessions. So the reason why a lot of people, clearing, CHF JPY was, it was a good trade. Let's start, counting, the different, boxes that were ticked in order for us to be able to confidently take this trade. See, when you're looking for sell opportunities, I'm only just going to focus on when we're looking for sell opportunities. So when we're looking for sell opportunities, we want a number of indicators to indicate what it is that we see. See, this is a break and retest of structure. So the first thing that we want to see the second currency stronger than the first currency. right? First thing we want to see, we want the second currency stronger than the first currency. So what do we have here? JPY is stronger than CHF. JPY is 50, CHF is 30. So that's our first indication. Box number one ticked, right? Second currency stronger than the first currency, indication of a downward trend, right? Indication of what? Look what's been happening. A downward trend, price being moving to the downside. So that's our first box. Box number two, as we want a down arrow. If you guys notice that, we had a down arrow at that point, right? Might have an up arrow right now, but we had a down arrow when we were taking that trade. So we want to see a down arrow. That's your second indication. That's your second, point. That's your second box that you need to tick. If you see a down arrow, right? So we had a down arrow. So that's number two. Number three, you want stochastic to be overbought. See, when stochastic is above this red line, ladies and gentlemen, that's an indication that this market is overbought. So what does that mean? It means that now it's time for us to start stepping in and start selling this market. Now you can see at that point, right, where was stochastic? Stochastic was overbought, right? Stochastic was overbought. So that's now point number three, right? That's our third indication. So the fourth indication, we want to see RSI touching or below this gray line to give us another indication that we're looking at a downward trend. See, where was RSI at that point? RSI was touching and below that line. So that was our fourth indication. So we're now we've got 4 boxes ticked so far. See, what do we want to see now? We want to see a ceiling. See, when we're looking for sell opportunities, right? We always want to sell close to a ceiling, right? We always want to sell close to a ceiling because when it's close to a ceiling, there's only one way, and that is, predicting that it's going to go to the downside, right? See, where was the market here? Market was close to a ceiling. But see, how do we verify that this is a ceiling? By previous price action. See, if we look to the left, we're going to see that this is a ceiling because we had actually a ceiling here. But another very important factor is the fact that we had floors at this level. Now, because we had floors of this level, and we know that once floors are broken, right, they turn into ceilings. That's now our sixth indication, price action. See, these were floors that when the market broke, is now going to come back to retest as ceilings. So that's now 6 boxes that are ticked. See, now our 7th box is the fact that we took this trade on timing, right? See, when you're taking trades at the 15, at the 30, at the 45, at the hour mark, market tends to in a reverse. See, what's happening is the market was pushing in a certain direction. There was a small upward trend here. Market was pushing to the upside. See, at the 15, what happened? Boom, reversal. Market started to push down. Right, so that's also now another indication is, are we at the 15? Are we coming in on the 30? Are we coming in on the 45? For example, now in the next 30 minutes, we're coming in on the 30. So we might just be anticipating another reversal. So if this market continues to push up back into those zones, in the next 3 minutes, we might take it again for a sell opportunity, right? We might take it again for a sell opportunity. So this was a 7-point trade, ladies and gentlemen. This was a 7-point trade. And I was talking 5, 6, 7. Point trade is a good trade. An 8 and a 9 is a great trade. So this was a good trade, and that's why a lot of people cleared. All right, this was a good trade. That's why a lot of people cleared. So we're just gonna, start looking at, other setups right now as we approach the half-hour mark. Right, we're gonna look at, any potential reversals, any potential breaks and retests, right, of structure. Right, that's what we're gonna be looking at right now. That's what we're going to be looking at right now, ladies and gentlemen. GBP CHF looks like it is coming in a good zone. GBP CHF looks like it's coming in on a good buy opportunity right now. GBP CHF looks like it's coming in on a good buy opportunity right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how it's going to play out right in the next 30 seconds. So let's all go to GBP CHF. Let's all go to GBP CHF. Let's see how this market is going to play out in the next 30 seconds. I'm anticipating a buy opportunity on this market. So we might just 3 minutes fixed time off, ladies and gentlemen, 3 minutes fixed time off on GBP CHF. We might just be anticipating a reversal at this level, in the next 10 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. GBP CHF for a call, right? GBP CHF for a call, GBP CHF for a call. 3, 2, 1, boom. GBP CHF for a call. Let's see what's going to happen on the new candle, right? GBP CHF on the new candle, right? GBP CHF on the new candle. So we just took GBP CHF for a call, and we are in profits, ladies and gentlemen. We are in profits on GBP CHF. Market is making that push to the upside, right? Market is making that push to the upside already. What? Bye, Charlie. We're gone. We're gone. Who's in with me, ladies and gentlemen? Look at that massive reversal. Look at that massive reversal on GBP CHF. Who's in with me on GBP CHF for that massive push to the upside, right? That is our first trade. Boom. Deep profits, ladies and gentlemen. Deep profits. So hopefully you guys are in with me on this GBP CHF trade. Hopefully you guys are in with me on this trade. Clean setup, ladies and gentlemen. Clean setup. And we are flying in profits, right? Everyone should be in profits on the trade. Right, everyone should be in profits on this trade. I see in, okay. We are definitely in profits on this trade, ladies and gentlemen. This is GPCHF for a call. Market made a massive push at the start of the new candle to the upside, all right? And that's why we are in profit. So as soon as you guys clear this trade, do drop some clears in the chat box, all right? Still in profits. As soon as you guys clear this trade, do drop some clears in the chat box. GBP is stronger than CHF, and that's why we have this massive push to the upside, right? Everyone should be clearing this trade, ladies and gentlemen. This trade is in deep profits, right? So let's just see the clears in the chat box. We've got 72 people securing the bag this morning, right? Securing the bag this morning. This trade is in deep profit. Look at that candle, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that massive push, ladies and gentlemen. We are in deep profits right now. Everyone is in profits if you took this trade with me, and we are about to secure our first bag of this morning. I'm excited. So I just cleared on my end, ladies and gentlemen. Do drop the clears. Cleared. Awesome. Do drop the clears, ladies and gentlemen. When you clear, do drop it in the chat box. When you clear, do drop it in the chat box. 3 minutes time off. We just cleared our first trade. Still in profits, ladies and gentlemen. It never went back to our zone. So everyone should have still been in profits right now. Everyone should be securing the bag. This trade is still in deep profits. Right? As soon as you clear, drop some clears in the chat box, ladies and gentlemen. That is our first trade. Right? And we just cleared and made some money on it. I just want to see some clears in the chat box before I start explaining why we took this trade. Everyone should be out of the trade right now if you took it at the start of the new candle, ladies and gentlemen. As much as they're still in profits, all right, timing is everything, ladies and gentlemen. You do not want to catch a trade whilst it's in momentum. See, if I call out a trade at a specific time, you want to take the trade at that specific time. So if you took this trade, when I called it out, everyone should be out if they took a 3-minute trade. No one should still be in this trade right now, right? No one should still be in this trade right now if everyone took this trade. So everyone should have cleared 20 on that one. Cleared. Awesome. Cleared. Amazing. This trade is still in profit, right? So the reason why we took this trade, ladies and gentlemen, right, is I just saw a beautiful setup here, right? I honestly just saw a beautiful setup. See, the first thing that we want to look at when we're looking for buy opportunities, we want the strength Can you see that GBP is stronger than CHF? See, when we're looking for buy opportunities, we want the first currency to be stronger than the second currency. See, now we're working in reverse. See, we just, I just showed you guys a sell opportunity, right? With that, with that Euro JPY. No, it was CHF JPY, right? A sell opportunity on CHF JPY. And a buy opportunity. And you still see that we're still capitalizing on that CHF weakness. Still capitalizing on the CHF. All three of our trade ideas today were all on CHF weakness, right? So we've been capitalizing on CHF weakness on all these currency pairs. See, what do we have here? We had the first currency stronger than the second currency. See, when we're looking for buy opportunities, we always want the first currency to be stronger than the second currency. Boom, we have that 56 to 32. So that's our first indication. Number two, we want to see the up arrow, right? We want to see the up arrow. What do we have here? Boom, we have an up arrow. We want stochastic to be oversold. See, how do you know stochastic is oversold? When it's below this green line over here. See, what does that mean when the market is oversold? It means that now it's time for the buyers to start stepping in and buying this market to the upside. See, when the market is below this level, we're looking now for what? We're looking for buyers to start stepping in, ladies and gentlemen. And what do we have here? We had buyers step in. See, what do you want to see when it comes to the RSI? You want the RSI touching or above the gray line. So we can actually count the RSI as much as it's, just breaking that level. But I mean, it's still touching, it's still on that level. So I can confidently, say that, okay, listen, that I can count cleared. I can count the RSI, ladies and gentlemen, as an indication on this trade. So that's now 4, right? That's now 4, ladies and gentlemen. What else do we want to see? We want to see the EMA, right? We want to see the EMA, or before that, we want to see a floor. I want to see a floor, right? So we had a floor over here. Look at that massive push, guys, on GBP CHF. This trade is flying up. This trade is flying up. See the clears, ladies and gentlemen. This trade is flying up. See, that's now, we're on 4 right now. See, number 5. We want to see a floor, right? We always want to take a trade at the floor. See, that's why we had to wait for this to come into my zone. Boom, show the new candle. See, when you take a trade, ladies and gentlemen, close to the floor, there's only one way, and that's up. When you take a trade close to the ceiling, there's only one way, and it's down. So that's why we took it at the floor. Because now when it pushes and it opens a new candle in profits, boom, you're already in profits, right? See, number 5 is because is the floor. See, we had a floor over here. See, now, how do we confirm that this was actually a valid floor? We always look to the left. What has price been doing to the left? See, what do we have here? Boom, ceiling. What do we have here? Boom, ceiling. What do we have here? Boom, floor. So what does that mean? It means price has been reacting to this zone. And like I said, when a ceiling is broken, what tends to want to happen? It tends to want to come back and respect that ceiling, turn it to a floor. And that's what we have here. So now that's 6. That's 6 confirmations so far, right? 6 confirmations so far. So this is already a good trade, but we're not done yet, right? Now, number 7 is we have the EMA. See, this is now an added confirmation. See, when the EMA is below the market and it's green, this is an indication of an upward trend. When the EMA is below the market and it's green, this is an indication of an upward trend. See, where is the EMA right now? It's below the market. What color is it? It's green. So that's number 7 now. That's 7 points, right? Point number 8 is, like I said, guys, I always want to take a trade at the 15, the 30, the 45, and the hour mark. Why? Because the market tends to want to respect and reverse at those zones. Look at what's been happening here. Can you guys see that this market trading to the downside, right, for the past 10 minutes? And then boom, so the new candle reversal, at the 30 mark, right? We took that trade at the 30 mark, and that's why we had that massive reversal, right? That's why we have that massive reversal. So that was an 8-point trade, ladies and gentlemen. And I always tell people that an 8-point trade is a great trade. An 8 to 9-point trade is a great trade. What's the last thing that we wanted, or we would have wanted in order to make it a 9-point trade? As the Bollinger Bands. See, these lines, the Bollinger Bands. See, the Bollinger Bands have to be close to the price in order for us to confirm that, okay, we are now anticipating a upward trend and upward momentum. Because if you guys can actually see, every time price cuts through the Bollinger Bands, it reverses. Every time price cuts through the Bollinger Bands, it reverses. Cut through, pushed up. Touch the Bollinger Bands, pushed down. Touch the Bollinger Bands, pushed up. Touch the Bollinger Bands, pushed down. See, market always wants to play within the Bollinger Bands. See, so another confirmation would be when this price gets to around these levels where there's actually the Bollinger Bands, which is actually what's happening right now, right, price is coming, back into these zones, right, and the Bollinger Bands are there, we can now anticipate another reversal, right? If this is making sense, right, if this is making sense, drop some, 999 in the chat box, because this is a 9-point system. This is my 9-point strategy system, right? If you take at least 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 of those boxes, that's a good trade. That's a great trade. You can actually start taking those trades. That is my 9-point trade system, guys. That is my 9-point trade system. If you master the 9-point trade system, I promise you, you'll never go wrong. Promise you, you'll never go wrong. Master the 9-point trade system. All right. So we had an 8 out of 9 trade on that GBP-CHF, and that's why we made money on it, right? That's why we cleared, right? So now, right, now we're looking at another idea, and this idea is going to be at the 45-minute mark, right? This next idea is going to be at the 45-minute mark. Why at the 45-minute mark? Because I'm anticipating around those times. I'm anticipating a reverse around those times. So it's just a matter of now, just me looking at which setups and which zones I actually want to start, charting down, and which trade ideas I'm actually keen on taking. And I'm just going to be patient and wait for the market to come to that zone. And then I'm going to be able to take that trade. Still on a 100% win rate, ladies and gentlemen. I still haven't lost a trade yet. That is amazing. That is amazing. That is amazing. That is amazing. November is treating us very, very well, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait to share this information with all my people in Bogsburg live next week, Friday. I can't wait to meet you guys. I can't wait to share this information. I can't wait to teach you guys more about the skill so you guys can actually start learning and growing and mastering this. Look at this massive push, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the massive push, guys. Look at this massive push in GBP-CHF. Looking at this. Are you guys looking at that? That was a huge, huge, huge spike to the upside. Let me just refresh. Let me just refresh. This is a strong downward trend. Strong downward trend. AUD is very, very weak, right? And that's why all these currencies against it are actually pushing to the downside. This is a massive push on euros, on AUD CHF. Sheesh, look at that massive push. So we've got about 2 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see, price is moving a bit irregular right now. So I want to, just gauge what's really happening in the markets right now. I don't know why there's a bit of spikes. I don't know why there's a bit of volatility and, some massive, movements in the market. So I don't want to, make any rash decisions. I just want to observe what's really happening. Look at this massive push to the upside, right? So when that happens, you just want to observe. You want to see what's really happening. You don't want to jump into the market and do anything that you're going to regret, right? Remember, we are investors first, and you want to invest at the perfect time. So you want to be very, very cautious with your capital. You want to protect your capital as much as possible and only invest when you know that there's a high possibility of you multiplying your money, right? Look at this massive push to the downside. That is scary, ladies and gentlemen. That is scary. But I definitely want to, just sit back and observe and look at what's really happening in the market. Look at if market is respecting certain zones, what's really, happening, what's taking place, because there's like very, very big moves. Look at this big move to the downside. This is a massive, massive drop. So I definitely want to be very cautious and very careful. All right, very, very careful. Definitely, there's something that might have triggered, these currencies, to give us those spikes. News, anything on the news, because there's only going to be massive news on GBP around 9 a.m. All right, so I don't understand why there'd be that massive push, so early. Let me just refresh here. Let me just refresh as well. But it's completely fine. We're just gonna observe. We're gonna wait. We're gonna be patient. We're gonna just watch what's really getting a lot of strength. Getting a lot of strength now. We're gonna be very, very patient. All right. We're gonna be very, very, very patient. Okay, looks like the market is back to normal now. So looks like the market is back to normal now. So we can actually start charting down. AUDCHF might just be ready to start moving, pushing back to the downside. Might just be ready for that reversal. Sorry. Let's see what's happening in the markets, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what's happening in the markets. I would like this market to push back into these levels over here. This is where I like to take AUD right? If it can give us just a massive push back up into those levels, then I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. So we definitely missed out on, the reversal at the 45 because the market was just acting, unusual, right? So we definitely want to stay away and just observe, let the market play out how it wants to play out, then give us, some good zones so that we can actually start working with that. So, sometimes it's good to be patient. Sometimes it's not about making money. Well, it's always not about making money. It's always about just learning, because once you start to learn, once you start to protect your capital, you're going to only invest in good probability setups where you see that, hey, listen, this is where I could actually start multiplying my money, right? So probably going to be, taking our last trade, probably going to be taking our last trade at the hour mark. We have 3-0 on the session so far. So far, ladies and gentlemen, just drop your scores in the chat box. Drop your scores in the chat box so I know that people are winning with me on these sessions. We have 3-0 on the session so far. Drop your scores in the chat box. Let's see how you guys are winning. Let's motivate everyone on this call. Let's motivate everyone on this call, guys. We're winning on these sessions. Let's see how you guys have been winning. Let's see how you guys have been winning. Two 0 3-0. Awesome. Continue to drop those scores, ladies and gentlemen. Continue to drop those scores. I know a lot of people have been clearing, a lot of people have been making money on these sessions. Drop those scores in the chat box. Let's motivate the next individual that, hey, listen, 1-0, awesome, my brother Keith. That is amazing. Good to see people are winning. Good to see people winning. 3-0, 1-0. Awesome, guys. Awesome, amazing. Love to see it. One no, amazing. 8-0. Oh my word. That is absolutely amazing. Oh my word. Sheesh. 8-0. Awesome. That was a phenomenal score. That is a phenomenal score. Sheesh. AUDCHF making that reversal at that level. We got about 10 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We got about 10 more minutes. AUD making a reversal now. That's completely fine. It's completely fine. Never chase a trade. We want to, let the trade come to us. We want on our zones and just be very, very patient. AUD USD also got to the zone, made a reversal, starting to push down now. But obviously, I wouldn't like to come back to these levels. These are two zones. Massive push on GBP AUD to the upside. Massive push on GBP AUD to the upside. Stochastic RSI were both ready. Market is making a heavy move. I don't know why I've been yawning so much this morning. I'm just browsing through the markets right now. I'm just skimming through the markets, just looking for potential zones. Just charting down, good areas, good zones that I would like to start, trading and taking these markets. And then I'm just going to wait for the market to then just come down to those zones. Simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to wait for the market to come down to those zones. Oh, USD Cad is now making a nice break and retest, guys. Can you see this, guys? This is going to be a good break and retest. Let's all go to USD Cad. Let's all go to USD Cad, ladies and gentlemen. This is a nice break and retest. Can you see this? Market broke these levels, boom. And what's happening right now is it's coming back down into those levels to retest them to continue pushing back to the upside. This is going to be, if this plays out well, this is going to be a clean break and retest. Market broke here, boom. Now what's happening as the market is pushing back, to respect this level. See, this was a ceiling, broke the ceiling. Now it's coming back down to treat it as a what? As a floor to then continue doing what? To then continue pushing back to the upside. All right, to then continue pushing back to the upside. So let's all go to USD Cad. We're looking for a call on USD Cad. We're looking for a call on USD Cad. We're just going to wait for the market to push back down into those levels. It is making a nice push down. So we might anticipate a reversal soon. USD is stronger than the Canadian dollar. So that is now another indication that this market is going to be heavily pushing to the upside. USD is strong, Canadian dollar, not that much of a big strength difference. but we'll take it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. Right, we'll take it. This market has been trending to the upside. Look at this market from this level. So this market has been a bullish market. This market has been pushing up. Right, this market has been pushing up. It's been trending to the upside. We've got the EMA below the market, right? For the EMA below the market, which is indicating a push to the upside. We've got stochastic now, but it actually is oversold. Stochastic is oversold, right? Stochastic is oversold at this current point in time, right? RSI is above the gray line. Right? This is heavy. This is showing a heavy bullish momentum, heavy momentum to the upside. Right? So we just have to now be patient. See, this market might continue pushing up right now, ladies and gentlemen, and that's exactly what's happening right now. This market might just continue pushing up. Look at what's happening. But me personally, I would, like for it to open this new candle, continue pushing back down, and then continue pushing up. But like I said, this market is already at that point in time, and that's why it's making that massive push up already, right? That's why it's making that massive push already, guys. I could see that this market was just ready to start reversing. See, sometimes the market is going to reverse, outside of timing. This market is making a big push to the upside right now. Guys, missed this trade. We might have just missed this trade, right? I didn't call it out, but it is making a massive push. And I anticipated that. And I mentioned that before it even made that push. It was like, this trade might just make this push to the upside before timing. And that's exactly what it did. Made a massive push before the new candle opened, and then it made a massive push to the upside. So, just, for the sake of luck, or, just to check in the chat box, who took this trade, ladies and gentlemen, who's in on this trade? I know I didn't call it this trade out, but it was ready. Stochastic was ready. RSI was ready. And this market is heavily pushing to the upside. This is a heavy bullish momentum. So who took this trade? All right, who took this trade? In awesome. So it might give us, for all of those who didn't take it, it might give us that push, guys. We still have about 3 more minutes. This market might continue pushing back down. Right, in the next 3 more minutes, right, to give us that, reverse on timing that we want. Let's just see how it's going to play out. Currently, right now, it is just making a push to the upside. For those of you who took this trade, and those of you who are in, as soon as you guys clear this trade, do drop some clears in the chat box. For those of you who took USD Cad, I might have taken, when it was just making that massive push to the upside, when stochastic and RSI were both ready. All right, if you took that trade at that level before I mentioned that, hey, listen, this trade is going to continue pushing up. It definitely should be clear. Awesome. It definitely should be clear right now. I predicted this market was going to actually push up before timing. That's just how it was setting up. That stochastic and RSI were just setting up perfectly, before timing. So I could actually, already see that, hey, this is heavily pushing to the upside. And, another confirmation, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys didn't know how to properly use RSI, see, when RSI, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, when we're looking for an uptrend, RSI has to be above this gray line. See, but we're looking for a deep uptrend, like a deep upward momentum. When it's above this green line, guys, can you actually see this green line over here? See, when RSI is above this green line, just know that, there is a lot of momentum to that direction. Still low, a lot of downside. See, we can see now RSI was above those green lines. So what does that mean? It means that as much as it might give us these, pullbacks, but there's just too much momentum pushing this market to the upside. So there's going to be more pushes to the upside. Look at it. Look at what this market has been doing, actually, just to prove what it is that I'm saying. Look at how this market has just been blue candles, no reversals, blue candles. Why? Because there's heavy momentum to the upside. See, when the market is above this green line, that is more indication of a heavy upward trend. Heavy upward trend. When it's below these red lines, there's an indication of a heavy downward trend. And now we had a heavy upward trend. And that's why, when I noticed, I was like, this market is going to continue pushing up, guys. So for those of you who took this trade, do drop the clears in the chat box. I know a couple of you guys took this trade. You should be in deep profits right now. So everyone drop the clears in the chat box. Let's see who's winning on this trade idea. Let's see who's winning on this trade idea right now. It's in massive profits. Cleared. Awesome. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that was going to be our last trade. I didn't call it out. It moved before timing. Everything was setting up nicely for us to take that trade, but it just decided to just reverse because of that massive strength to the upside of that USD. USD was gaining a lot of strength. We saw that, and that's an indication of all these blue candles that are pushing heavily to the upside. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that does bring us to the end of the session. I'll drop your scores in the chat box. Drop your scores in the chat box. We can very good session, ladies and gentlemen. Cleared, awesome. Actually, don't drop your scores in this chat box. Go back to the group chats. Go back to the group chat, gentlemen. Drop your scores in the group chats. Let's make some noise with regards to the 5 AM sessions. Let's get some people on these sessions. Let's fill up these calls every single day. I'll go back to the group chat. Drop your scores. Hopefully you guys learned something on the session. Hopefully you guys got some value on the session. This session will be recorded, ladies and gentlemen. I will drop the link on the group. I will post this up on my YouTube channel so you can go back and revisit it as well. But from me, ladies and gentlemen, that is me signing out. Have an amazing Wednesday. I love you all, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. That's a 3-0 on this session. We are now a 9-0 this week, ladies and gentlemen. 9-0 on our sessions this week. That is amazing. Have an amazing day, guys. Have a blessed day, and I love you all. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Let me stop recording also. Boom.